Hello. Welcome back.
Welcome to an exciting show. No, it's not going to be exciting.
No?
No.
Are you as tired as I am?
Yep. I am.
Welcome back to another episode of Ron's Guitar Lounge. 16th episode. I didn't think we'd be going this long. I thought Ron would have...
Kicked us out.
Yep.
I'm done with it.
No, it's getting close.
A couple of weeks ago it was close.
It's the midwinter blues crap going around.
You
So
can call this winter.
I even tried to drink myself happy tonight. And it ain't gonna work.
Couple more.
I opened this and it didn't really hit as good as it should.
Yeah.
You guys must be sick.
No, I'm just tired. But first of all, I'd like to thank Beardsconsin for sponsoring the podcast. Go to beardsconsin.com. Use the code WISCO10 for 10% off your purchase. Buy beard balm, beard oil, hats, hoodies, beanies, t-shirts. I got this awesome can koozie in the mail last week. Thank you guys for sponsoring the podcast. So go check out Beardsconsin.
I still haven't got my shirt.
You're not gonna get it.
You should work on that.
No. I've told you this how many? Like at least 15 times now.
But that's not the point.
You probably don't even have one in your size.
That's just mean.
I put it up on a wall.
Put two together. That's three.
Oh.
Four.
No, that's nicer.
Hey, me.
Sorry.
What my feelings?
But yeah, it's been extremely cold. Like,
So what's everybody done in the last week? Anything?
well,
Hmm.
We don't have to talk about that, do we?
watch Green Bay whoop the Dallas
Those
Cowboys.
I tried my hardest. I decorated for it. and
Where's
they-
Jamie?
Yeah,
they-
where's Jamie?
They fell flat on their face. I don't know what happened.
Probably because you hung up all those jerseys.
Yeah.
Jinxed it.
Probably.
So we need to go find some cheap
Yeah.
stuff.
That's why I should find a bunch of Packers stuff.
Or not cheap, but for you. See, I'm tired too.
Yeah, see, maybe that's why I didn't bring all my Packer jerseys over tonight. You're cursed. This playoffs.
He's a Vikings fan.
Hey, you know what day it is today? I was listening to this on K-Fan on the way home today.
What?
25 years ago today,
Oh, that kicker, right?
they
No.
missed
Anderson.
they missed the kick for beating the
Yep.
Falcons.
Yep.
Chip shot field goal.
Chip shot field goal, they missed, and they don't go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it was like
25 years ago. That broke me for a long time. My taste for football was diminished for a few years after that. It's just like, what the hell is going on?
what about the Blair Walsh miss?
That ain't nothing. It was just a playoff game. It's not for a Super Bowl berth or anything.
Yeah, but they were really good that year.
No, they were average that year.
I think they were better that year than when they went to the NFC Championship game.
They were better than
That was a low scoring game against the Seahawks because it was like,
there was like 30 blowout.
yeah,
But they were never better than the 98 team.
no.
How you doing, Jeff? Love
Yeah.
the jersey. Love the jersey, Amy.
Where's your jersey, Blake?
It's at home.
You said you were gonna wear it tonight.
Yeah, well, people forget. But I think we should talk about the game.
Well, I know you're going to talk about the game because that's what you do.
But yeah.
Oh, I'm going to start this out. When is a team going to play defense against the Packers? Because no one plays defense against the Packers. It seems like they do anything they want to do. The pass, the run, everything.
That game was a lot like when we played the Falcons that year we won the Super Bowl. It was we were the lowest seed, nobody expected us to win, they thought we were going to get blown out. Dallas just didn't wake up.
Dallas did start.
I mean, like, I say it a lot, but I don't like it when we get the ball first. I'd rather get the ball in the second half. And they scored. I'm like, okay. I'm not gonna get too excited.
But they also ate up 8 minutes
Yeah.
on that drive.
And you know,
It was
when
calculated. It was
Absolutely.
Everything was.
He went in there with a plan.
The run game is so huge in playoffs. The run game gets kind of played off during the season, but come playoff time, if you can put a run game together, you can go a long ways.
that's 4 straight 100-yard games for Aaron Jones.
My man.
He now holds the most rushing touchdowns in Packers postseason history.
I still can't stand it when he's got to go get his stupid sunglasses.
But Justin Jefferson does the same
Oh
thing.
my, Justin Jefferson is worse than Jones.
At least Jones doesn't put on the sombrero.
Puts on a sombrero.
He wears a sombrero to every game. He's from Texas too. Went to UTEP. But no, and then they stopped him, and Jair had that awesome pick, and I think they started that drive on like the 25-yard line, and just like that, they were up 14-0, and then they stopped him, got the ball back, scored again. I'm like, what is going on? And then Dak makes a horrible throw.
He was bad.
Horrible throw into double coverage, and Savage like effortlessly picks off the ball and walks it in.
Yeah, there could have been numerous picks.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Numerous.
Well, and I can't remember. I think it was right before the half when Dallas scored.
Tracy's watching. Hey,
It
Tracy.
hit Campbell in the hands in the end zone. He would have picked that ball off.
Oh, yeah.
He took his eye off the
Yep,
ball
yep.
and it hit him right in the
Yeah,
hands.
yep.
But then they scored, and it's like, oh, here we go. And it's like, going into halftime, I'm like, don't get too excited, because every other time they get, into this prevent defense,
Then they come out and they just lose it.
and, Dallas comes out and scores, then Green Bay scores. And then Green Bay scores again, and again, and again. Jones had 3 touchdowns, like 130 yards. Love had a perfect 158 passer rating. Had over 200 passing yards and 3 touchdowns. Dobbs had 1 touchdown. Or no, Dobbs had 2 touchdowns and Wicks had 1. But like, just he was throwing the ball effortlessly.
Yeah.
He looked like he'd been starting quarterback for the last decade. Looked like Aaron Rodgers in his prime. He's not in his prime anymore. But it was just insane. And there were Cowboys fans leaving at halftime.
And
then
the Packer fans showed up good. Like, it was a good showing for Packer
Oh
fans,
yeah,
right?
it was. They were screaming "Go Pack, go!" And Mike McCarthy did what Mike McCarthy does. Coaches horrible game when it matters. But
It's not all on him.
No.
You gotta
not
get
at
your
all.
players to
Right.
perform. So.
but like,
When you have a player like CeeDee Lamb and you
I-
have Dak, I mean, I like Mike McCarthy as a coach. I know he's probably not at where he was, but that loss is on more than just the coach. I think even the players they've got to get some of the blame on that.
I told one of my coworkers, CD's not going to catch the ball, and he didn't catch the ball the whole first half. I mean, there were balls that went into his hand, like he didn't even touch them; they went right to his hands.
And it's just like,
And then once you see Dak screaming at him up on the field, and then you see McCarthy go up to him on the sidelines,
Right.
I'm like, this game's over.
Yeah.
They're not. If you can't connect with CeeDee Lamb,
Right. I mean, he had an awesome year, and
Yeah.
why would that change going into a playoff game? But
other than they went in there thinking that, like everybody
Right.
did, that Green Bay's nothing, and
who can really explain that game? Really, I mean,
the only people that
it was
can,
over in the first quarter.
yeah,
Well, and it's just like Packers are 7.5-point underdogs. Now they're
9.
9-point underdogs going into San Francisco. And it's the same people as last week saying they don't have a chance. They're going to get blown out. They don't have a chance. San Francisco is a way better team. They're the 1 seed. They may be the 1 seed, but those last couple of weeks, they were horrible. They barely even got the 1 seed.
Well, before you get too deep in that, I do want to talk about the other games this weekend because I don't think, other than the Rams game, it went as I thought it was going to go. I mean, you and I were both rooting for the Browns.
Yeah, I really wanted the Browns. That game derailed weirdly too.
Yeah, I just think overall, what a disappointment for a wild card. So many teams I felt didn't show up. I thought they would have been closer matchups.
One thing I thought was weird is that Lions fans were booing Stafford. Like,
Yeah.
screaming boos.
Just about beat them.
Yeah. They did beat him.
No, Stafford just
Oh.
about beat the Lions.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was a close game. That was
The
Yeah.
Lions won their first playoff game since '91.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There were, what was it? There was one season ticket holder that has had season tickets for 66 years. It was at that game.
he was like 80 something.
Yeah.
Literally, and I mean, fans were in tears.
Yeah.
I mean, so excited for the Lions.
Which, I mean, like with the Bucks game, I didn't watch the game, but I saw Baker Mayfield was coming out with like smelling salts,
Yeah.
and everybody's like, "Oh, this game's over." He's not just one. He's like,
I was happy with the way that game played.
Really?
Out. Really happy with that way. And then
Philadelphia got
Surprise.
exposed.
Yeah.
surprisingly, Pittsburgh played a lot better than I expected to against the Bills. That was actually a pretty good game to watch.
What was this?
Yeah,
It was the Rams Lions game on Sunday night.
Yeah.
No, I watched that Chiefs game, and I can't stand Mahomes anymore.
I'm
Every
in the same
play,
boat.
he's getting up and he's going, "Where's the flag?" He got a roughing the passer call on a defensive lineman going like that, and he fell to the ground.
Well, the biggest thing about
He's
that.
elite.
He's like Tom
He's
Brady.
got that title.
Yeah.
He's like Tom Brady. You can't touch Tom Brady.
And I know it was cold there, but how do you get hit head on and it breaks your helmet?
Because
No, but you don't have to come off for
Yeah.
a medical evaluation. How many games have literally players have stayed on the field, done a second play, neurologist from wherever calls up and says, "Hey, he needs to get pulled."
Right.
Why did that happen with Mahomes? Like, I get the whole official equipment, like that's why they needed
because
timeout.
the NFL didn't want him to.
But-
Didn't want to watch the backup come in for a play.
That's just
I don't know how they
Blows
didn't
my
get.
mind.
I don't know how they didn't get fined.
there was talk, wasn't there? Talk that they thought they would.
No,
I
they.
thought I saw one article that was, and maybe it was just another.
I didn't see a single
Podcast.
thing all week.
I think the Bills are going to beat them.
Oh
I
yeah,
hope they
they're
do.
in Buffalo. It's a whole different ball game
What, first time Mahomes has to play a playoff game?
away from
Away
Kansas
from-
City.
yeah.
Well, and they aren't the 1 seed either. It's the first time that they haven't been the 1 seed. This is not. If the Chiefs make it to the Super Bowl, the NFL's rigged.
So I'd like to say that we have viewers watching us from the Lake City VFW tonight in Lake City, Minnesota.
Like at the VFW,
At the VFW.
are we on the TV?
But Tracy and her friend Vicky were watching us. I don't know if they're still online. But
Well, hey, Lake City VFW.
great place. I love there.
What other games was
Well, let's talk about. Let's do it.
Oh, are you doing,
I have-
are you doing
I
this
have-
now?
I have a new segment this week because I'm not doing history this week, everybody. So Sorry about that, but I have a new segment called Playoff Rapid Fire, and I'm gonna ask these two questions. I'm just gonna say a couple words and then they get to fire off.
Who goes first?
Let's do Amy first on this one.
He likes me more.
I'll cut you off when I cut you off, okay?
I'll listen to you at least.
Best quarterback in the playoffs.
Love.
Why? What makes him better than anybody else in the playoffs right now?
His confidence, his ability to be in the pocket under pressure and get the ball off. For as young as he is, and being able to snap the ball, open up the vision and find an open receiver. He's and having a perfect passer rating. You got to give him credit for that.
I'll go along with that.
I will
but-
say Texans is right behind him.
Okay, so I'm gonna add to this question.
I have to ask him.
If it wasn't Love, who else would you have picked in playoffs?
The Texans.
Texas
Stroud.
Stroud.
Yeah, Stroud.
He was pretty spot on too.
I mean, he's rookie of the year. I mean, there's no doubt about that.
Done. Blake, quarterback, playoff quarterback,
Best one?
best playoff quarterback right now.
Well, just like Amy said, between Love and Stroud, but stat-wise, confidence-wise, just how he carries himself, Jordan Love. I saw a stat breakdown today, and by far he blows every other quarterback out of the water. And after Dallas, San Francisco's got to be a little scared of what he's going to do. They've been playing Aaron Rodgers. We are 0-4 against San Francisco in the playoffs with Aaron Rodgers. They don't know, this is a whole different story now with Jordan Love. So
Okay, what other quarterback? If you couldn't pick Love, which other quarterback?
Stroud. Oh yeah, he was up for, even in the regular season, he was up for Rookie of the Year and MVP at one point, which he dove off a little bit. But now it's going into the playoffs. MVP hasn't been chosen yet.
Right.
Dak is not going to be the MVP.
No.
Lamar, I can see.
Yep.
But CJ Stroud is the only other quarterback I can see winning MVP.
Done. Yes, Jeff. The last part of the season, Love has been spot on. He's just
Was it
21 TDs and one
interception.
Yeah.
And he didn't throw a pick on Sunday. And a perfect passer rating.
Blake, playoff. Who has the best defense in the playoffs?
God.
We haven't seen two teams play yet, so.
Right now, it's probably the Lions. They're really.
Are you sure about that, though? I mean,
It's not the Chiefs.
no.
Who else would it be then?
Well, you got to remember the Ravens and the 49ers are in.
But just how close that game was on Sunday night. It wasn't just the offense that kept them in the game.
Yeah, the defense for the Lions is gonna be what brings them down if they lose this.
I told the guy at work, I'm like, if it was Packers Lions in the NFC Championship game, that would be the Super Bowl. The Lions haven't been there since '91. The Packers haven't been there since 20, and they had their first year quarterback, who has one game of playoff experience. So,
Okay, done. Amy, who has the best defense in the playoffs?
I don't feel like I know enough about each team's defense to really give a educated answer. I will say, just based on scores, I feel like the Bills have a very strong defense, but I would have to agree with Blake. I think the Lions.
I think you're overlooking the Ravens and the.
yeah, but we
49ers.
haven't seen them play yet.
I know, but you still have to count them in.
Everybody,
but I can't speak to it because I haven't watched enough of their games.
Okay,
I-
I get that.
I've
That's a
seen-
good reference.
I've seen the
Dallas,
Bills and I've seen the Lions.
Dallas was supposed to have a top 3 defense.
Yeah.
And look what happened.
But they knew going into that game that they had to stop the run.
They
And
had to stop
couldn't.
Aaron Jones,
They had to.
and
And
Jones
they
had
did.
130 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns.
Okay. Blake. Best offense in the playoffs. I know where you're going already.
The Packers. Jordan Love doesn't have one person he's gonna throw to.
He spreads it out.
He literally throws it to everybody. He had a touchdown pass to Wicks, to Dobbs. Musgrave had a touchdown. Oh yeah, I forgot Musgrave had a touchdown. Throwing it to literally anybody that can catch the football. And we haven't seen that in like 15 years.
By the way, your dad, Jeff, said San Francisco for defense.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Well, we haven't seen him play yet, Dad.
But you didn't watch the Bills Steelers game.
No.
I was impressed with the Bills offense on that game. They were all around. Receivers, tight ends, the running back. What the hell is the
Running back?
the running back?
Is it?
Cook.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He was slashing them.
Cook's good.
Whatnot. So.
Yeah, but the Chiefs are Josh Allen's kryptonite so far. I mean, Josh Allen is 5-4.
He smoked him for a 52-yard scramble for a touchdown.
Yeah, I mean I've said this before. He's streaky. He
Allen?
can be MVP caliber one week and then throw 3
Mhm.
interceptions the next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's not really MVP caliber. He's an awesome quarterback. I love Josh Allen, but
That's a fair assessment.
I think
It really
he's top 10 quarterback in the league.
Amy, best offense.
This is solely based on the fact that he's up for MVP, and I'm going to say the Ravens. Of all of them, I feel like they have played the most consistent offensively from what I've seen. So when you look at the entire season,
They are pretty
they're solid.
solid there.
I mean, the Packers obviously have gotten better over the course of the year, but I think any other team is subject to how and who comes into the game to play. And I just think the Ravens have a good, solid veteran package this year.
Well, you got to look at it like they have been like this before,
Mhm.
but Jackson ran the ball more, and he was hurt when they needed him. Now, he's held back on running so much. He's healthy.
Mhm.
He's MVP caliber.
Yep.
And they're the 1 seed. They have home field advantage throughout the playoffs. I would like to see the Texans in the AFC Championship game, but I think
I don't know. Playing at Baltimore is going to be a very
Yeah.
tough.
Yeah.
I think Lamar is gonna seal his MVP vote or bid.
The Ravens' defense is no slouch either.
No, they're
No.
top 3 in the league.
Amy, who is the best underdog in the playoffs?
The best underdog?
Underdog, the team that you wouldn't expect but might sneak in on stuff.
That is a really good question.
I know who I would say right now, but I'm gonna keep it quiet for right now.
I mean, from obviously they all have their seeds, and I don't know where each one of them originally fell, but I think of all the teams that are in it right now, I think the Bucks are the lowest grade. I don't see them winning against the Lions. So it's between the Packers or the Bills. And I'm gonna have to go Packers. Just because weren't they the lowest seed to win a playoff game
First 7 seed in NFL history
Yeah.
to advance.
to advance?
And Dallas was the first team to lose to a 7 seed.
And I don't feel like looking at the season, the Bucks and the Packers have been the underdogs. Everybody else on that board has been top of the league or, playing good win-loss ratings, those types of things. So, but I think the Packers, they really could. There's a chance that they could, with the way they've been playing, it could happen.
Blake. Underdog. Who's the underdog?
I'm biased.
You didn't say Packers.
Thing is, though,
Should have just
is,
said Bucks to piss you off.
like, the Buccaneers, on the other hand, have Baker Mayfield,
Mm-hmm.
which I think he's a hell of a quarterback. Like, what he did in Cleveland and rejuvenated that team
Mm-hmm.
and brought that same energy to Tampa in his first year as starter in Tampa and brought him to the playoffs.
Well, no one wanted him last
No.
year.
No, he was unwanted.
And he's obviously going to get a big contract. Like, not huge, but
No,
he's going to get.
he'll get a player's contract.
Yeah, he'll
He'll
probably
find a
get like a
home.
3-year contract.
He'll stay in Tampa.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll find a home.
But I honestly still they just manhandled the 49ers, the Cowboys. Nobody had ever expected Green Bay to go into Dallas and do what they did. And they're doing the same thing against San Francisco. It is literally, it's not even it's night and day. I don't even know what to call it because you'd think that people would learn. Yes, San Francisco is the 1 seed, but I think they're the worst 1 seed I've seen in a long time.
I just want someone to play defense against the Packers. I just want a team to actually play defense against.
So can I
I-
ask you a question?
Yes.
What team up there do you think has the best defense to go against the Packers? No, so regardless, NFC, AFC, you pick one.
And NFC right now, I believe it's the 49ers for sure. Yeah. And if it goes beyond that, if it actually gets to the Super Bowl, the Ravens have the best defense to go against the Packers.
Okay.
So
I mean, they got 49ers have Fred Warner, however you say it. They got Nick Bosa, but Zach Tom, young lineman for the Packers, went up against Parsons 9 times on Sunday.
Mhm.
Didn't give up a pressure. Didn't let him
we got
pass
holding
him.
calls. There was holding calls on Parsons. So
There was also a horse collar call too. Where it happened right in front of the ref and he literally grabbed his shoulder and took him down. But anyways, still 9 pressures against him. Or he faced them 9 times in that game and didn't give up a quarterback pressure. Throw out the penalty. That's amazing. I mean, Parsons is one of the best defensive linemen in the NFL. He's going to go up against Bosa on Saturday, and I think he's going to do the same thing.
yeah, we'll
I
see.
think Bosa's a little overrated.
I am going to chime in on this one because I think, well, to me it's important. I have an opinion. My opinion means something.
That's why you have your own segment.
I don't believe the Packers are an underdog anymore. I think they're actually more legit. So I can't consider them underdogs.
That's fair. That's
My underdog is Tampa.
Mhm.
I think Tampa has a chance to knock off the Lions. Because I think the Lions are susceptible on defense. Yeah.
Can you imagine 2 9-8 teams in the NFC Championship game?
It'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I got neither team has anything to lose. Nobody expected them to be there. But I want Packers Lions NFC Championship game. That'd be
fun. That would be a fun game.
yeah.
With your comment on Detroit and the Bucks, there was a player that was suspended by Detroit because of 2 low hits that ended up resulting in ACL tears against the Rams. I can't remember yeah. And it was decided by Detroit that they were taking him out. So
These kids need to learn how to
yeah,
tackle.
no, and I agree with. I'm just curious, and like I said, maybe Jeff can answer it. But how does that impact Detroit going in and playing the Bucks?
Well, who was it?
I can't remember the name.
Your mom asked me if I was feeling okay. Unfortunately, yes, I'm feeling pretty fine, Jackie.
But I just thought that was an interesting move by Detroit to make that decision to suspend him internally.
Well, when you hurt
Absolutely.
by being stupid about stuff,
Absolutely. 100%.
learn how to tackle. Put your nose right in his chest and tackle him.
And
it was the same thing with who was that this year? Was it a Steelers player?
Yes,
He
it
dove
was.
headfirst into multiple players.
He was
Just
permanently.
throwing their bodies at people is all they're doing.
Wasn't he like suspended the entire rest of the season?
Yeah.
I cannot stand watching people throw their bodies without trying to tackle. They just throw their bodies in.
Mm-hmm.
It's stupid. It's dangerous. That's how people get paralyzed. That's how you can kill somebody doing that.
That's all Green Bay does is just throw a shoulder into them and think they're gonna fall over.
God, when I was a kid, which is many, it's like
Long
freaking time
when the
ago.
dinosaurs roamed the earth.
But we got our asses handed to them if we didn't tackle, wrap up, and put them on the ground.
So we were too in football.
Amy,
But
of the remaining teams left in the playoffs, who wins the Super Bowl?
honestly, Ravens. And again, it's just they've played solid. I feel they've played the most solid all year long. They have.
You feel like they're the best rounded team,
Yes.
offense, defense,
Yes.
all year.
Yes.
Blake, same question.
I want to say the Ravens, but I haven't seen them play. It's a whole different ball game when you haven't played a week.
That's very true.
It's happened to Green Bay
Yep.
multiple times.
Yep.
They're the 1 seed. I mean, the year that Green Bay went 15-1, got the 1 seed, got the first round bye, then gets ran over by the Giants. It could happen with Houston in Baltimore. If Green Bay does not make it to the Super Bowl, I hope the Ravens win it. But I have a feeling that Houston is going to go into Baltimore and upset the Ravens. And if they do, I hope they go all the frickin' way.
They got a nice young team. They got receivers and I don't know much about them, but it seems like they're running attack.
They don't have any receivers. CJ Stroud is throwing to like no names.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. The receivers have stepped up, and
If CJ Stroud can take them to the AFC Championship game in his rookie year, he's going to get paid more than Mahomes.
Yeah.
But anyways, I think the Ravens are going to win Super Bowl. As much as I want Green Bay to win it.
I'm kind of leaning that way too. We'll put it this way. If the Ravens are going to win the Super Bowl, who are they going to be playing against?
Green Bay.
I knew you were going to say that.
But again, it's a whole situational thing. If it's Green Bay and Baltimore, obviously I'm cheering for the Packers.
I'm gonna say the Lions.
I think, the Lions have a really good chance of making it this year.
It all depends on what the Bucks do. If they can get past the Bucks, which they should, technically.
I don't know. Like I said, Baker Mayfield, that was Baker Mayfield.
He's really confident right now.
And Jared Goff can be very Goffle.
I don't think he's Goffle.
He's a good quarterback, but just like Josh Allen, he's very streaky. He's not the person that the media talks about when they talk about the Lions offense. They talk about Gibbs. They talk about Williams. They don't talk about Josh Allen. Jared Goff.
I say it's the Lions.
Me Goffle.
Jared Goff.
Lions, Ravens.
And Ravens win.
Okay.
Boy, that would be.
Hey, was that fun?
That was fun. I like that.
That was kind of a different. I like that. I was kind of running out of history stuff. I still want to do history stuff once in a while too, but I liked the intake and not intake, but you know what I'm saying.
Mhm.
I like that. That was
Good.
I came up with me and I decided I'm doing something different.
Let's do it next week too.
I'll see if I can come up with something.
Whole week.
What do you got next?
We got the Midway Bar. We're gonna skip. I don't want to talk about them.
You don't want to talk
You
about
got
the Vikings?
Vikings?
There's no reason to. I mean, I'd rather talk about the off season after the playoffs and the Super Bowl stuff.
Okay.
He was just
That's
thinking
my-
of you.
that's- No, I'm fine with it. Totally fine.
Did we have any comments about our back and forth before we go to the midway? Was there any
We're going on
comments?
the midway?
Yeah, we're going on the
It was just that Jackie was asking if I was feeling okay, and guy says Mayfield can screw up really fast.
Yep.
Yeah, he can. He can.
Like I said, just like Josh Allen, he's very streaky.
Beth wants me to give my thoughts on Cousins. Okay, I'll give my thoughts on Cousins. Sign the guy.
Yep. For
Sign
how
him.
long?
Bring him back for I'd say 2 years for sure, and third year as an option of him being a teacher and a backup quarterback possibly. I don't think he's got much more.
I don't think he.
After 2 years, I don't think he's got it in him.
No, but to your point, keep him on.
He said that he
Keep
would
him
take
on.
the
He needs-
hometown discount.
They need to sign him.
It would be all guaranteed, just
They
like
need
his 2
yeah,
other contracts.
sign him and take a quarterback at number 11.
It'll probably be 2 years, 40 million.
I'm gonna say 2 years with an option, the third year being a backup and a mentor type of person.
Yeah, but he can still do that while he's playing too.
But
like I said-
after 2 years of
Starting.
starting with a good rookie quarterback and then a second year quarterback behind him, you need to turn it over. And I think he understands that at his point in his career that he needs to know that it's gonna end.
He
Yeah.
knows.
You know, it's time, and if you can still get a paycheck by being a backup and then
Right.
mentoring him and telling him, hey, he comes off the sideline and say, hey, this is what you did wrong.
That's another thing. Like,
'Cause I think Cousins could be a damn good coach.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
So
we,
that's my thoughts on Cousins.
like, no, what was I gonna say? Oh, like with Brett Favre towards the end of his career, he could have literally sat on the bench and made $1 million a year.
Yeah.
Instead, he put his body on the line and screwed over the Vikings and robbed them of a bunch of money.
He did rob him of a bunch of money.
So
Well,
He got paid 20-some million that second year.
Yeah.
And he was awful that second year.
yeah, because he was 42.
Yeah.
And he just shattered his ankle not long before that. So
Blake, you should talk about the Midway because I think you know more about the Midway than any of us.
what are you talking about?
You're wearing the hat.
Yeah. So Ron's up there as much as I am. I haven't seen anything that they promoted recently, other than JJ Stoner.
I would imagine they're probably doing a playoff.
You can go up to the Midway Bar during Packer games, and every Packers score, you get a free shot.
People were messed up on Sunday.
Yeah, I thought about going there, but I went to Scott's instead.
So I would imagine they're doing the potluck thing again or whatever.
Yeah, they do that every Packer game. Every Packer game, it's like a potluck, and I think there's drink specials. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't talked to Chase in a while, but I know that there are free shots for every Packers score. So you could get messed up again on Saturday night.
Go up and enjoy the Midway. It's a great place. Once again, we say that every week.
Thank you, Chase, for sponsoring the podcast. I haven't talked to him in a while, but hopefully talk to him soon so we can get some stuff like we did with Raising the Bar going.
Yeah, we should do something with both the bars soon.
So, yeah. That's trivia.
Trivia. Oh, did something different in trivia too this week.
Playoff related.
No, not really. It's NFL
You
related.
don't want to talk about Anderson Smithfield though?
No, not really. 25 years ago, it was heartbreaking. It was horrible.
Where's the dramatic?
You're making him cry.
No,
No.
At least it wasn't a double doink. Beth knows all about that.
Okay. What I did for trivia this week is team nicknames.
Aw.
So, listeners, listen up. What team is known as Purple Rain?
Could you?
That was like a softball question.
Why?
What other team is purple in the NFL?
The Ravens.
Okay.
Exactly.
Shut up.
Okay, Beth. I'm doing team, not the mascot or their given, like the Minnesota Vikings.
I wonder why Purple Rain.
Okay, but
Purple
what?
Rain.
Shut up.
Who's from Minneapolis?
Shut up.
I'm just giving them hints.
So they all have nicknames. Like the Vikings nickname is the Vikings, but they're also known as the Purple People Eaters. Okay?
Or White Queens.
No, they're not the Vike Queens.
Yep.
They are me.
Fuck you.
They are to me too.
See?
So
We met.
You didn't say
which
fuck you to me.
which team's nickname is Purple Rain?
You really have to ask them again?
I don't know. Who's from
Wait.
Minneapolis that's famous, Ron?
Give me your cup, Ron. I'll make you a drink.
Purple
It's
Rain.
not Minnesota.
Purple Rain.
It's not Minnesota.
Is it just NFL?
NFL.
I wish I was doing this on my laptop so I could do music on my phone. I have to figure out my webcam.
Do you know what it is?
No, I don't. There's
What other purple team is in
The Ravens.
Exactly. The Ravens is Purple Rain. Okay?
why?
That's what they call them. I
Why?
don't know why.
You don't have anything to back it up?
I went on
That makes no sense
the
because
old Google machine over there, and this is what they came up with. This is the 2024 stuff I was looking
that
at.
doesn't make any sense because Prince is from Minneapolis. Why would they be Purple Rain?
I don't know, Margot.
Purple Rain.
They are known as Purple Rain in Baltimore. Smash and dash.
Smash and dash. Here.
Smash and dash.
And these are like current
These are
nicknames?
current nicknames.
I can't tell you. I'm not hip with the slang that the kids are saying nowadays.
This one is kind of a tough one.
Yeah.
Smash and dash.
Well, Dash is next door.
Surprised he hasn't made a nightly appearance.
Oh, is it Derrick Henry?
You're close. You're very close.
AFC South?
I don't know if they heard if the AFC South. What team does he play for?
Titans.
Exactly. Smash and dash.
Well, that's the Titans.
Yes.
I would have never guessed that.
That doesn't make any sense. Derrick Henry is slow.
Your mom just called you old, Blake.
Why?
I don't know. Ask her.
I'm asking her, why am I old?
Jackie, why is he old?
Not even a quarter century old yet.
Gangrene. Not gangrene. Gangrene.
The Eagles?
Wrong.
The... It's not the Packers.
Nope.
The other team is green.
Jets?
Yes.
Oh.
No one's commenting.
Why
on
is it
that.
because they have the virus of Aaron Rodgers?
I'm sure they recalled it before Aaron Rodgers was there.
Yeah, but he said up to date.
Cardiac cats.
Panthers?
Correct.
Why? Because they give everybody heart attacks? Because they suck?
Yep.
Number one overall
And
pick.
the last one. The Bolts.
Chargers.
Correct.
That was easy.
That's all I got.
Oh, I have a question for you.
Okay.
So, the Chargers, where do you think Bill Belichick is going to coach?
I've heard a lot. I heard Atlanta.
Now, well, they interviewed him and Jim Harbaugh.
Jim Harbaugh, yeah.
But so Dallas, I thought Dallas would have fired McCarthy and got Belichick. But in my honest opinion, Justin Herbert is a very good quarterback.
Yep.
He's not too old, but not too young.
Mm-hmm. He's very young yet.
Their offense is pretty good. I think Bill Belichick goes to the Chargers.
No.
Well, your mom says that you were just not up with the kids' slang.
Oh. No, I'm not. I hang out. I coach junior high,
That's all
but
he does is talk about Packers. He ain't got no slang.
Tell him
Word.
that.
Tap, cap,
slang.
no tap.
Half the Clear Lake wears their hats like this.
Don't be like that. Half the time.
Or backwards. I feel
What
like
were we just talking about?
Where's
I don't
Bill Belichick gonna end up?
Oh,
it's not Atlanta. Atlanta has a really good offense. They
what
need
about
to-
Seattle?
I don't see. Geno Smith won't be quarterback there.
I
That's the whole.
wouldn't want Geno Smith.
That's part of the whole reason why Carroll was leaving is because he was vouching for Smith so bad. I think Carroll was just going senile and he was chewing too much gum.
Yeah, Carroll was nuts. I never cared for him.
Well, what other spots? I know there's a ton of vacancies.
There's like
but
8 vacancies right now.
Atlanta, New England. No, New England they backfilled. That's right.
Tennessee
Tennessee.
is a open spot too.
That was another thing. I thought Mike God, I can't talk. Vrabel. I thought Mike
That guy.
Vrabel would have went to the Patriots.
Who did they hire?
Internally, they updated.
So in Belichick and Mayo's previous contract was a 2-year contract, which they signed last year. So now null and void. But it was put in there that Mayo was going to be Bill Belichick's successor.
I don't know who he is.
He was a linebacker for the Patriots, and once he retired, he became a linebackers coach for the Patriots. His whole coaching career has been with the Patriots. And obviously, Kraft and Belichick have some pretty high expectations for him, and they believe in him. So here's the keys.
Okay. Rapid fire question here again.
Who goes first?
Whoever answers first. You're speaking as Belichick right now. Why would you want to keep coaching?
I wouldn't.
7 Super Bowl. Ty Brady for the most Super Bowls ever.
Why though?
I don't know why he doesn't go get in the office. Stay with. Wasn't there an offer to be on that office?
Didn't see anything.
To me, he's so much of a head case.
I just saw that it was mutually agreed that they would part ways. So they broke up with him.
Well, he was once he started doing the GM work and stuff too. That's when they got fucked up over there.
Well, that's the thing though, is like I saw before he got fired not last weekend, but the weekend before, that he was willing to give up his GM duties so he can stay as the coach, which would obviously be for 1 more year because his contract would be up.
I would just part ways with him.
So now they hired a new coach, but they're going to be looking for a GM, and Mac Jones won't be quarterbacking in New England anymore.
That's what I don't understand. If you still want to be in the game, why not stay on as the GM?
He's made all kinds of money. He doesn't need.
He doesn't
money.
need to, and you don't.
He,
It's got to be like you said to get another Super Bowl.
in my mind, I think he wants to tie Brady.
In my mind, if I'm a NFL franchise team and I'm looking for a coach, I would stay the hell away from him.
Mm-hmm.
See, like, he tried to prove that he didn't need Brady. Obviously, he needed Brady.
Yeah.
So
And Grunt. The Tom Brady's like.
Gronkowski.
Yeah.
You said Kelsey.
No, I didn't.
You said
I just
Gronk
mumbled.
or Kelsey.
Never mind. Go on.
Which is another thing. Jason Kelsey retired.
Hey, I understand that Dan's watching now.
Hi, Dan.
I know I can understand he wants a Super Bowl, but the guy has gotten Super Bowls after Super Bowls after Super Bowls.
Yes, but
even the ones he's lost. I mean, he's been there how many freaking times?
But again, he's been there 9 times. But like I said, Brady has 7. Belichick has 6. He's gonna try to go somewhere that he can prove that he didn't need Brady. He can do it with another quarterback.
Mhm.
There's just
He wants a quarterback like Justin Herbert, where he can kind of work out the kinks, get the turnovers under control, crank up on the touchdowns, get the offense under control. He's got Austin Eckler out there, which he's an okay running back. Justin Herbert, I think, can be a top 5 quarterback, which his old coach was a horrible coach. Their defense is pretty solid.
I'm just gonna say, every NFL team, listen to what I have to say.
Mm-hmm.
Do not hire Bill Belichick. Stay away from him. Let him just sit in the corner and mope.
In my opinion, it's the same thing. Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, get out of the game, be done with it. And Bill Belichick should. But he's not thinking that way, Ron. I think the only thing that he could be thinking is, I need to prove that I don't need the Patriots, or that I can go into a team and make a run at it. But if you can't do it with the Patriots, who you can do it?
Answering your question from before, Beth, this is just an Ellicott Dreads sweatshirt from work. She wanted to know what the sweatshirt said.
Oh, probably because it's Cubby Blue.
Oh,
Oh, Cubby. No, I'm a Twins fan.
Twins also have blue.
Not that blue.
Dallas is retaining McCarthy from the way it sounds, Dan. So
It's
just-
been reported.
It was announced right before we went live. So, which is, I honestly thought Belichick would have went to Dallas, but.
oh, she says Lions colors.
True.
True.
He is rooting for the Lions, so.
I didn't think of that. It was just a sweatshirt I put on. I wanted to look bright.
Not working.
Okay,
God, you're evil tonight. You called me like fat earlier.
let's move on to the Packer game. on Saturday night.
Well, let's talk about that when we do the board. Can we do
Let's
that?
do the board then.
Let's do the board.
Shift.
Okay. We're gonna do that last Packers game.
Let's go this way then.
Let's do one
Texans.
AFC, one NFC, NFC, NFC. Okay. Let's do Texans Ravens.
Are we ready to sell?
How do you want that?
Last week we wrote them down.
We did?
I did. I left it here.
Oh, I threw it away.
It's a lot easier to keep track of now.
Okay.
I look for that game to be a shootout. I think the Ravens defense is good, but I think the Texans are gonna give them a run.
Yeah, like I said earlier, I never liked it when Green Bay had the first round bye. I think that Baltimore does the same thing that Green Bay did, and the Ravens have always done.
Your mouse isn't always bright.
Oh my God. Remember, Mom, I'm your favorite.
You might want to wipe that brown stuff off your nose, Beth. A little too far up his ass.
Oh.
I think the Ravens are going to be a lot like the Cowboys were on Sunday. They're going to be sluggish as much as how good they are and have been all season. The Ravens are going to be the Ravens and they're going to choke. I think
Dan?
CJ Stroud has another career game.
Dan is taking the Texans to win by 3.
Blake, you're going Texans because you think the Ravens are going to come in flat-footed like the Cowboys did.
Texans by
Get that pen out of my bar. Gosh, darn it.
It's here. Texans.
No, you had the.
Texans by 10.
Ron,
I'm
you're
saying it's going to be a shootout, but I'm still taking the Ravens on that.
I'm going the Ravens.
Fine. Be by myself then. Lions.
You were last week with the Packer game.
Would you like? I know. And look how it turned out. So the fucking Texans are gonna demolish the Ravens.
Just gave him a big hit. I'm sorry.
Lions, Bucks. Ron.
I want the Lions to win. If Mayfield is on his game again, it's going to be a game. It's going to be a good game.
If he comes out with smelling salts like he did the other day.
Oh, I got a story. This was on K-Fan this morning.
What about him having a dip can in his pocket to practice?
No, they were interviewing the Bucks coach.
Oh yeah.
And this lady says, "Do you,
Oh,
with it being so cold in Detroit, do you think the weather is going to be a factor in the game on whatever day it comes up?"
He's like, you realize we're playing in a dome, right?
She said, no, I don't believe that's going to be a factor since it's in a dome inside. I'm pretty sure the weather is not going to be a factor and it shouldn't affect anything. That's basically what he said. He didn't
shove it down her throat and be like, "You're a
he was nice
dumbass."
about it. And stuff.
I heard the same thing on K-Fan, and they were talking about how, they always, networks always send people out to ask questions,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a lot of them that don't know anything about the sport,
Yeah.
and she was one of them. Like, she was a poster child for, she's probably never watched football in her life.
Well, she thought, okay, Detroit, Michigan's cold.
Cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yet they played in a dome the whole time they've existed since, like, they played in leather helmets.
Yeah.
They pretty much played inside, so longer than she's obviously been alive.
So since weather's not going to be a factor.
Oh my God. gets your mood lighting.
Well, good thing we have a firefighter here.
I just said here.
I think it's a little, the one went out, so what's the, oh no, it's still
No, it's gonna go off
on
again.
again. Okay.
That was weird. Scared the shit out of me.
Right? Alright, so Ron, you got the Bucks?
No, I want the Lions. I want the Lions by 3.
Blake.
Everybody out, fire drill.
Fuck that, it's cold out. Weather is a factor.
You know, Baker Mayfield and Jared Goff are like the same quarterback. They do really good one game or a couple games, and then they have a really bad game. They've done it their whole careers. They're both number 1 overall quarterbacks. They both, you know, bounced around on teams, but I think it's going to be a little too loud for the Bucks to go into Detroit. And Detroit just won their first playoff game since 1991.
They're pretty stoked right now.
So, and it's just like that game against the Chiefs. They're going to be playing pissed off. So I think the Lions will win by 10. That offense is like Williams. I can't remember his first name. I can almost guarantee you he's going to have over 100 receiving yards. That receiver from Alabama.
I don't know.
I can't remember his first name for the life of me.
I'm also going with the Lions. I think at home, they're going to be fired up. The fans are going to be fired up.
I won't be disappointed either way, to tell you the truth.
If the Lions go to the NFC Championship game after going from one of the worst teams in the NFL in the NFC to one of the top 2 teams in the NFC the year later, Detroit, I mean, it's already burned to the ground, but they're going to party their asses off. Even just making the NFC Championship game.
Yeah. I just don't, I'm not a fan of the Bucks. I've never been a fan of the Bucks.
I didn't when Brady was there, but
I like him better now.
yeah, I like him better now with Baker Mayfield and Bowles. I didn't like that Bruce Arians.
We used to love Baker's commercials when he was with the Browns. The stadium commercials.
Oh, yeah.
He tries to open the gate. Hello? He just got his arms full. Yeah.
Alright.
Chiefs, Bills, Ron.
Bills all the way.
Yeah.
I mean, they both have played cold weather games and
It's a home game for Buffalo this time too.
Buffalo is going to be stoked on this game.
They're going to be jumping through tables on the field.
Yeah.
I watched the video. There were like 5 people that jumped through a table that was on fire for the game. Yeah.
Jesus.
Like they poured lighter fluid on it and lit it on fire, and they all jumped off of one of those giant plow snowbanks.
And the snow will be gone.
Patrick Mahomes is gonna choke. It's
Oh, Dan thinks the Chiefs are going to be by 7. They're going to win. I don't know why do you think the Chiefs are going to win, Dan? I'm curious on this because I think the Bills are super up for this game.
I think, you know, this is the first year the Chiefs have not been the 1 seed in the playoffs. This is the first year that Patrick Mahomes is playing a playoff game outside of Kansas City. And he's going to be nervous because Josh Allen, the whole team, has a chip on their shoulder from that game. Was it Yeah, it was last year. No. When they lost in overtime. to the Chiefs.
I don't remember.
Josh Allen didn't get a chance. It was two years ago before the rules changed. Josh Allen is a whole different quarterback this time. With it being like I said, with it being a home game, I think the Bills win by a touchdown.
Jeez, I thought you were ripping ass back there.
Maybe it was.
Probably was.
Dan says Allen played lights out. He always stumbles after a good game.
Yeah. Well, like I said, he's streaky.
So what's your final take?
I said that Bills by 7.
And then there was a but.
Well,
It's
he
also-
he does a lot because he rambles on.
It's. I swear the Chiefs pay off the refs.
So that's.
They have gotten some calls this year.
So with
Every
how
call.
the Bills play and how the Chiefs have paid the refs off, is that gonna be, are the Bills gonna be called on more holding calls or more
Oh yeah.
whatever, and does that change? If it's a clean game and the refs do what we all think they should do every game, I think the Bills win it. I think, to your point, if they just, for whatever reason, Mahomes wants a call, he gets a call.
Well, every single time Mahomes gets touched, he gets up looking for a flag. Every time he throws an incomplete pass, he's looking for a flag. It's like you're throwing the ball out of bounds. There's not a flag. There isn't going to be a holding call on every single play.
Eastern.
I know.
I brought that up. I did ask that question though, so.
I can't stand Patrick Mahomes anymore. I used to like the Chiefs. I
did, first couple
He's
years.
a hell of an athlete and he's done well and stuff, but he needs
a reality check.
to check it back a little bit.
Do you think he was as bad last year? I felt like last year when he was injured, he showed grit. Like he
did last
he
year,
was
yeah.
playing through
Yeah.
being hurt, and it was like
Yeah.
mad respect for him. But
Now he's-
whatever fucking happened to
He
him
got that
this season,
second ring.
oh,
Now he's just
I
a
can't
whiny.
stand him.
He's a whiny little bitch now.
And it's got nothing to do with the Super Bowls or whatever. I will credit him and the Chiefs for being a good team. He's just his attitude's gone to shit. But to piggyback off of Dan, I just don't know what Josh Allen is going to show up as. I don't. If he's going to come in like he played last week, it's his game. But if he doesn't, and to me, there's too much of a risk there. It's not. It's 50-50 for me, and because of that, I got to go with the Chiefs.
Watching him run away from everybody on a 52-yard quarterback run. I mean, he left everybody in the dust. It was
He's
like,
fast.
oh my,
He's super
6'5", 240 pounds, and he smoked everybody.
He's a little bigger than me.
But who on the Chiefs? Are you going to tell me that the Chiefs can't stop that? They aren't going to come to that having a
I don't know
bye?
that the Chiefs' defense is
They're
good.
not that good.
No.
I mean, you defended them when Green Bay beat them. That they were not the team that they were last
They're
year.
not, and I still say that. But again,
The
like I
defense-
said about the Ravens, they're more. Mahomes plays, I think, more solid than Allen does.
The Chiefs' defense is susceptible, and that's
But the thing is that Sean McDermott is a defensive coach. And he takes pride in that defense. And I think they're going to shut Mahomes. Mahomes is going to get frustrated early.
And I hope they do. Like, I have the Chiefs, but go Bills, go. 'Cause
Mahomes is going to get pissed because it's going to be another game where Tony can't catch the ball, Kelsey can't catch the ball. It's change your batteries.
I just did. Put all new batteries in because remember you were bitching.
Yeah, there was no battery in there. All right. Game of the week. Packers 49ers.
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut until the end.
Well, I think this is going.
With the way that Jordan Love played on Sunday against what everybody said was a better team than San Francisco, that they should have got the 1 seed, which Brock Purdy is not Brock Purdy right now. With the way that he's been playing the last couple weeks of the season, he got benched for Sam Darnold because he threw so many interceptions, because he couldn't get the ball out. Ever since he hurt his arm last year, I mean, Purdy was up for MVP halfway through the season. He's got Deebo Samuel. Look who he has. Look who he has around him. Obviously, he's going to be up for MVP because they do everything for him. Purdy is not the same quarterback that he was before last year because of his arm. He can't put enough arm behind the ball that he used to. He's not as accurate. Jordan Love, like I said, the way he played on Sunday, the 49ers are going to be, that defense is going to be scared. I think Jordan Love throws another 200 yards and throws at least another 2 touchdowns. And I think Green Bay goes into San Francisco and puts the world on notice that Green Bay is a force to be reckoned with. And they're not going to be able to stop Aaron. That's the thing. I saw in an article earlier this week that, especially the NFC North, after that game and how well he's been playing, the Packers right now, I get the Lions have been playing well, but with the way that Aaron Jones, Jordan Love, Romeo Doubs, Wicks, how they've all been meshing together and coming together these last couple weeks, the Packers are going to be a force to be reckoned with in the NFC North and the NFC for a long time.
Amy?
Packers win by 2 touchdowns. Packers win by 2 touchdowns.
I agree with your statement that it's not the Purdy that it was. And I'm just going back through the previous games. I mean, the Vikings beat the 49ers.
Yep.
The Chargers beat the 49ers. They beat the Broncos by 1 point. But at the same time, they are a team that can put up some points. So again, if Purdy shows up, can Green Bay's defense stop that? Because we've all said it, Green Bay's defense is not the best out there.
Well, that's the thing though, is like on Sunday, they were up 27-0 in the blink of an eye.
But was that more because
that's
because
freakish.
Dak? That's not because the defense, right?
Dak was horrible. Lamb was horrible. They were dropping balls. It was just freakishly weird.
So like, they were talking on K-Fan this morning, or maybe it was on my way home from work. You know, they were saying that, you know, with the Cowboys, Dak wasn't Dak, CD wasn't CD. The offense was terrible. The whole offense was not playing the way that they did all season. And they said that Deebo has to have a horrible game, Brock has to have a horrible game, Ayuk has to have a horrible game.
Kurt, McCaffrey, and, you know, there's
That's
a lot
the thing.
There's a lot of talent on that team.
That's the thing though, is I've told people all year, when you play the 49ers, you can't just, it's not like Devontae Adams in Green Bay. Rodgers isn't just gonna throw to fucking, you know, Devontae Adams the whole game. Purdy has multiple weapons. Once you stop, if you stop the run game, they have the pass game. They have sweeps. They have options. The 49ers have been the Packers kryptonite my whole life.
Amy?
No answer yet.
I'm not saying mine till the end, so you have to.
What's everybody else saying? Everybody else commenting?
Dan says the Packers.
See,
And your mom says Dallas had a very bad day, but really can the Pack repeat?
See, and that's my whole thing.
like I said, if you can, I don't know how you stop Christian McCaffrey, but if you stop Christian McCaffrey, you have Debo, who can run and catch the ball.
We heard this.
And you have George Kittle.
She needs to.
I know, I'm just piggybacking off of what she's saying. Is there's so many different elements that they have to stop. And Shanahan is the best coach in the NFL, in my opinion.
I've heard a lot of people say that.
With what he
Yeah.
does with the offense, I mean, he's done it everywhere.
And that right there is why I'm stuck, because I know that they can put up those points. And I don't have the confidence in Green Bay to stop an offense like that. I don't. Because if the defense would have showed up, if Dak and CeeDee Lamb had a game and Green Bay's defense shut it down, totally different conversation.
If when Green Bay scored first, if Dallas would have scored on their opening drive, that would have been a whole different ball game.
Yeah. So with that, I think it's going to be a very close game, and it's going to come down to time management. My opinion.
If Green Bay can have an opening drive like they did on Sunday, the 49ers are in for a wake-up call. If Jordan Love can take that offense and get an 8-minute drive on that defense, which is a lot better than the Cowboys defense.
I'm going 49ers, but I'm going to say it goes in overtime.
I was going to say, you're Packers fans, so just take the Packers.
No, it's not.
She always picks against the Packers.
And it works.
She
Because then
has
they
all
win.
season. And I pick with the Packers and it's worked. What?
Meaning it's worked in the Packers' favor when I pick against them.
I want to hear Ron's opinion.
You have to let him talk without.
I am.
Okay.
Okay, this is my deal. I think it's going to be an awesome game. I think it's going to be a close game. But in reality, I think the Packers have been on this wave for a long time. And everybody knows that teams stumble after a few games. I haven't seen the Packers play a bad game for a long time right now. And I'm not saying that they will, but I think it's very possible. And I don't like, right now, in my position, I don't like betting against the Packers right now because I end up losing every freaking time. But I think they might be due for a not so good game.
Which I can see that.
I think it could be either way by a point.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Type of thing.
it was like that
That's why I
with
say overtime.
Rodgers. He was really good for a long stretch in the season. And when it came to a halt, it came to a screeching halt.
The other thing is, was it two years ago that San Fran came to Green Bay?
It was
I think it was, no, I think it was 2 years ago. I think it was 2 years ago, maybe 3.
when it came down to the last 5 minutes of the game. Because they blocked a punt
They
and brought
might,
it back.
they might have that taste in their mouth saying, these assholes came into our stadium and showed us. You know, maybe it's time for us to go down there and show them type of thing too. That's why I want to say it's going to be a close game.
So
That's-
Dan says Packers O-line is playing lights out and have gotten better every week. I agree with that. For the last 5 to 6 weeks, 49ers defense,
Has been terrible.
49ers
gonna be
defense
tough.
is going to get.
That's
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like like I said, the 49ers have been the Packers kryptonite for so long. And we had one quarterback that was really at the nucleus of most of those problems because he didn't throw the ball to everybody. Love doesn't have one person he throws to, like Rodgers. He was either throwing to Adams or Cobb.
But didn't you just say the same thing about the 49ers?
Yeah,
And
but
so how does,
that's the thing
but
though,
how does the Green Bay stop that?
San Fran has done that for so many years. Green Bay did it one way or the highway. Because no
Okay.
matter what the coach said, the quarterback is gonna do something else.
Okay, you're on my time right now. This is still me. So shut up. I'm gonna shock the world right now, and
Holy shit.
I'm gonna take the Packers.
Whoa! By what?
By a field goal or less. I have to see if I can fuck up the Packers season by doing this, that's all. But either team can win this game.
Oh yeah, it's well, like I said about the game in Dallas. I told everybody it's gonna be a lot closer game than people think, and I was glad I was wrong.
It wasn't even close, that was,
But this, with the 49ers beating the Packers every year in the playoffs, and us having a different quarterback, really a different scheme because Love isn't gonna audible out of everything.
Dan would like to see Lions Packers for the division
NFC Championship.
and Texans
And
Chiefs. So,
I'm telling you, Packers Lions in the NFC Championship game in Detroit would break the media. The fact that, you know, like I said, the Lions coming off a bad year last year, and
Dan, we have to the
ruining
board.
the Packers season by kicking them out of the playoffs in the last week, and the Packers coming in with this hot young offense, it would be a shootout.
yeah.
Let's just hope it's a better week of football
I think it will be.
than.
This game is gonna be close.
That was the hard part last week. There was, the blowouts was just boring as hell to watch.
Yeah.
Which none of us predicted those blowouts. Like, I think we all thought
See,
it was gonna be a
The
great
Browns
weekend.
was just like, oh my God, what? And
If that,
the two pick sixes Flacco threw were just devastating.
if the Green Bay Dallas game was in the regular season, they would have went to a different game.
Wow, Dan says Super Bowl Texans
Yeah.
Lions.
That's a
That's a bold.
bold statement, Dan. That would be cool.
That'd be cool.
See.
That'd be a fun Super Bowl.
In Las Vegas too. But Ron, why don't you talk about raising the bar?
Yeah, raising the bar. Once again, Wednesday night, family night karaoke, pizza, appetizers,
Buffalo chicken sandwich.
buffalo chicken sandwich. I haven't tried that yet. I haven't been up there a lot lately.
No.
So, Wingo Bar Bingo tomorrow night, and I don't know if they get about anything special events coming up with them right now.
I saw like a beach party or something.
I haven't seen that.
Maybe that's the karaoke. I don't know. All I saw was a snap or a Photoshop picture of Jim in a Hawaiian shirt.
I have not seen that. The only one I know that's coming, they have that band bash coming up in February.
Yeah.
So,
Well, coming out of the
Yeah.
holidays, they did the Beer Olympics last weekend. They might just need a chill.
but hey, we got Raising the Bar, awesome place to go visit with your friends, have some great food, and just a lot of nice people. Jim and Bobby are great people to have in the community, and we appreciate them doing what they do for Clear Lake as a town also. So we got some great establishments in town, and we appreciate all of them. Put it that way.
Are you ready?
No, I'm not.
No. It's pushing an hour and a half.
8:25.
Is it?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
So
Let's get this over with then.
yeah, let's push through it.
What am I gonna do?
Talk about your wisdom. And strong opinions.
He already had his opinions.
My wisdom for the night is always forgive your enemies. Nothing annoys them as much as forgiveness.
That is fantastic. That is 100% true.
And my opinion is, as I have grown older, I've learned that pleasing everybody is impossible, but pissing everyone off is a piece of cake.
Piggybacking off of that,
Oh, Jesus, you're gonna talk again.
I saw something on Facebook that was like, everybody that I've offended in 2023, do better so I don't offend you in 2024.
Yeah.
But it's fun to offend people.
Your mom loved him.
It's that brown nose. It's getting darker.
We have towels here, Beth, if you need to wipe the brown off your nose.
Everybody knows I'm the star of the show, just get over it.
Just 'cause it's your basement. But
So,
that's about it. Ran a little long, but
Not
yeah,
talking about.
we all know why it ran long.
shut up.
True.
I think you did pretty well tonight. With your, what do you call it?
I cut him off.
You cut them off and kept them, and we made sure it wasn't all about the Packers.
I'm gonna watch this, I'll watch it on YouTube and I'm gonna count how many times you talked about the same thing.
Dan said, if I don't piss at least one person off a day, I'm not trying hard enough.
Yes.
Oh, and he also said Blake is long-winded.
Who said that?
Dan. Yes, he is, Dan.
You get a lot of these at me, and I talk a lot.
He's a passionate Packer fan. Say, I didn't get an opportunity, but if you guys haven't heard, there is now a professional women's hockey league.
Oh, yeah.
There's 6 teams, Montreal, New York, Quebec, Minnesota. I don't know what the other ones are, but we went to a game on Sunday. Their first home opener was a couple weeks ago. 13,000 fans. It's at the X. There's roughly 7,900 there last Sunday, and then we're going again on the 25th. So if you get a chance, you want to see some hockey. It's cheaper than a Wild game, but you still get the atmosphere of the Xcel Energy Center. It's a great time.
It's all lower level too, isn't it?
Yeah, so they section it off. So the more tickets they sell, then they open up. So or when you go and try to buy a ticket, it's only behind the benches, the visitor and home. And then as they get more people, they'll open the other side of the rink up. So anyways, it's looking for something to do to get out of the house. Not super expensive. We paid $20 a park. We did go for better seats. They were about $30. Get a chance, go over to Minnesota, check out Xcel Energy Center, watch the women play, support it. This is kind of like a pilot season, so me being a woman, me being an athlete still, I'd like to see this get just as big as the NHL. So
Tracy and I want to go take a game in too, because there's a gal from Lake City that plays on the team.
Minnesota?
my mom says Minnesota and Ottawa is tied right now. Dan says, Blake, you can get free tickets.
Yep.
To the
To
women's
the
hockey?
women's hockey game?
Really?
I
How
can get free
many?
tickets to a lot of games.
How many?
I don't know. I'd have to look. Might just be 2, but might be able to get more.
You like me
Through
more?
Vettix. You could probably get free tickets too.
Really?
Yep.
It's called Vettix?
You have to sign up for Vettix, and then they send you emails and stuff alerting you of games and concerts and all this different stuff that you can get in for free.
Oh,
Or
That's
yeah,
what
I'm gonna
Dan,
sign
Dan
up
was
on
saying.
that.
Dan was saying you can get free tickets.
Or-
That was saying, well, he must be
Free
talking
or
about-
discounted,
That's it.
highly discounted.
And he says usually 4. I'll have to look
Yeah,
that
he
up.
just said bet ticks and usually 4. Yep.
Oh, that's cool. I'll
So-
look that up.
if I get 4, you and Tracy can go, and me and Amelia can go, and then she can get 3 tickets too.
Cool.
So we can all go.
Then I can bring my mom so she can suck up to you in person.
One more thing before we leave. Saturday,
Oyster supper, starting at 4 o'clock. I believe that's when we start serving food. 4 o'clock to about 8, 9, and then there's like a social after, pretty much until everybody leaves. I think we have the event center until 11 or 12. So there's usually, I don't, you know, usually there's music after, if it's a DJ or whatever, but, or somebody just playing music on a speaker, but there's usually, it's a lot of fun. So we already sold as many tickets as we could up until last Thursday. The oysters were ordered Friday, and I don't know if they've been picked up yet. They'll probably be picked up tomorrow.
I'm thinking.
But yeah, I mean, you can still walk in and buy some food, and Humpy makes the French dip sandwiches. He cooks all the oysters too. Stretch won't be there this year, so it'll be Humpy cooking everything. Humpy is a phenomenal cook,
Mm-hmm.
but
I will be up there. Tracy and I will be up there. So
I have to work on Saturday, but I should be there after for a little bit.
tell Amelia she can hang out with us.
She'll probably be hanging out with her grandparents.
Fine.
They're cooler than you are.
Fine.
But anyways, thanks you guys for watching another week.
Playoffs.
Go
Go
back,
Pack
go.
Playoffs.
Cheers.